Hey, Russell Hotels going live just for a couple of minutes. You guys know how I do it. I do this daily check-in daily. It is today. Today is Monday, November 13th, 2023. Hope you guys are well. I'm just making sure that I am live on LinkedIn and YouTube. I know I am on YouTube because it just jumped up and told me, but for whatever reason, LinkedIn acts funny. I don't know why that is. But hold on one second. Let me just. There it goes. Okay, there it goes. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I was live on Facebook last week, but I only had like a 7 day free kind of subscription kind of thing, like a little freebie. I guess they dangle a carrot in front of you and they think I'm gonna pay $190 to be. But anyway, that's not what I'm doing today. Okay, so Facebook, I will just what I'll do, like I've done in the past, is just basically copy and paste this video over to Facebook. It just won't be live on Facebook, but that's okay, right? People are still gonna be listening, right? Still be watching. But anyway, let me turn the chat on. You guys are more than welcome to make comments. Say, hey, how you doing? Like, what's going on? What's new? But hey, you guys know I was out of town last week, right? So I was from Tuesday to Thursday. So I was at the Westward Look Resort in Tucson, Arizona. So all the photos or all the videos on these different scenes that I'll show during this segment of daily check-in will be from the Westward Look Resort, okay, Tucson, Tucson, Arizona, just in case you didn't know what AZ was. But you know what? It's a cool little resort. It's a cool spot. I like it because it's spread out. That's good. So it's not a tower building, meaning there's not, you go up the elevator, to 26 floors and then you're there. No, it's all spread out, which I kind of like, but it's not for everybody, right? So every resort, every hotel is not for everyone because it just depends on that person, depends on that group, what they're capable of doing. Can they walk, further distance? You got to kind of think about all those things when you're looking at a hotel for a group, right? Especially when it comes to a group, right? Because there's a lot of people with different whatever. Some people have mobility issues or whatever. So you just want to make sure that you know your group, know what they're capable of doing, because you don't want to spring it on them that you had a group and a couple of people have wheelchairs and you didn't think about those things. So you have to make sure you make sure that the hotel is accessible from every angle of the hotel, from parking lot to the front desk to their rooms to the meeting space. You want to make sure everything is accessible to everyone. And if it's not, you need to, like I said, you need to walk the path that the guests will walk. Okay. Don't look at it as you, the planner, doing it. You look at the attendees. So it's always important that you ask your client, are there any clients that may need, some assistance or, ADA requirements and things like that. So you want to make sure you know exactly the makeup of the attendees before you book a hotel. Okay, just telling you. Okay, so like I said, every hotel is not for everyone, but there is a group. There's a hotel for every group out there, right? Just based on, like I said, just based on what they're looking for. It can be based on price. It can be based on, is a resort, is a resort that's kind of spread out. Large versus small, spa versus all that kind of stuff matters, right? So just kind of think about those things. So because when I go to these events, and this was the small boutique meetings, what is it? Small and boutique meetings. That's what this was. It was put on by North Star, which puts on a lot of groups. They put on Connect, not Connect. They put on Destination East, West, Midwest, all that kind of stuff. They put on IPEC, Independent Planners Educational Conference. They put that one on as well. So North Star does a great job, right? So this is one I had not been to before, and it's good that I went because a lot of my programs that I put together or that I do site selection for are not the large, conferences and conventions. The sweet spot for me, or the mostly I do, 50 to 100, 150, 200 people, that kind of thing, right? So that's kind of in that small range. So it was beneficial for me to be there as well as, the other people that were there. We got a chance to meet a lot of people throughout, the United States, throughout the United States, even some international. It wasn't just people from. Some people would think because it was in Tucson, there's only Tucson hotels there. No, there were some Tucson hotels and resorts there. Visit Tucson was there as well, but no, it was it was CVBs or destinations and hotels from all over the U.S. So there you go. So I just want to give you guys a little um, background before I jump into what I'm going to talk about, because you guys know I always do it. I always have a topic, right? But I just want to give you it's kind of a monologue, right? So I just want to let you guys know that this is the Westward Look Resort. This is where I was last Tuesday through Thursday, and there you go. It was cool. It was cool. Okay, so once again, you can make your comments. So for people that did not hear last week, I always want to give the metrics or the specifics of this hotel, right? The vitals, if you will, right? So once again, it's the Westward Look Resort and Spa in Tucson, Arizona. Okay, so how many rooms, square footage? You know, it's on 80 acres, so number of rooms 241. 16,000. I think it's over 16,000, so I put 16,000 plus because they have a lot of outside space that you can take advantage of, right? So 16,000 square feet plus a meeting space. The resort is basically on 80 acres, so it's real spread out. I'm gonna show you just kind of what they look like from the outside, but it's definitely spread out, and you definitely got to walk to your room. Okay, you're gonna walk. You're gonna walk to your room. So, in fact, though, let me check this out. Okay, I checked in late because I don't remember if you guys know, but last week I had a mishap with the airline, right? So I got in at night. Now, this property is not one you want to check in at night, okay? And what I mean by that is that if you ever been there before, you don't know the kind of layout or how it's spread out. It can be a shock. You get there at night and like, well, damn, how do I get to my room? But thankfully they have bellmen that will drive you over in their either a golf cart or their shuttle, right? The little van. So that's what they're accessible for that. That's good, right? That was a good thing because I'm like, I don't know where I'm going, and it's not really lit. There's not a lot of lights, okay, that like street lights. There's lights on the building, but you still have to navigate to where you're going, right? So it was good that I had, the bellman take me the first time, and that way I knew, oh, okay, cool. But if it was during the day, it wouldn't have been any problem at all. But at night, because there's not a lot of lighting in the pathways to get into the building, right? So just trust me on this, okay? So, but yeah, so it was once I got there, it was cool. So it definitely is on 80 acres. And from what I understand, I guess the original footprint was, I don't know, constructed 1912. I do a little bit more research on that, but I'm not sure if it was a resort then. Was it called the Westwood Look? I'm not sure about that, but I want to say the original footprint dates back to 1912. So there was structure there. I'm not sure if it was a hotel, if it was a ranch. I'm not sure what it was, but it was something back in 1912. So there you go. Just giving you a little history that I found out myself on the Westward Look Resort. And like I said, I always have a topic that I'm going over. So the topic today, in fact, this is what the rooms look like from the outside, right? So this is how you walk up to the room and you see it's kind of like kind of little pueblos, if you will. And and each one of these units right here, I want to say there's four, or each one of these buildings. I want to say about four guest rooms or suites in each one of these buildings. That's what I want to say. At least in mine, I think that's what it was. So there you go. And what am I going to talk about today? Incentives for guests to return to your hotel. Now, I saw this I think it was on LinkedIn. Like I got posed a question. Every now and then they'll throw questions at you, like, well, I'll just say incentives for guests to return. How do you get guests to return to your hotel, back to your hotel after they have stayed there? So I'm like, well, I gave them the same answers I'm going to talk about today. I was kind of searching for a topic today, and that came up, and I looked at LinkedIn, and LinkedIn asked me that. So I'm like, okay, the same thing that I'm gonna do for LinkedIn, I'm gonna do for the daily check-in with Russell of hotels. So there you go. So incentives for guests to return to your hotel, and I just have a couple. I came up with about 15, but But I ain't gonna bore you guys with 15. I'm gonna give you about 7, and I'm gonna put them all on the same page, right? So it's not gonna have to keep going from one scene to the next scene. But this, I love this backdrop here. This is, this is desert at its finest, right? This is Tucson at its finest. Now I grew up in the desert, right? I grew up in Blythe, okay, California. So the desert range is a little different. People think desert is desert. Oh, it looks the same. No, no, no. Mountain ranges, all that stuff changes. Uh, the cactus, the saguaro or barrel cactus is the nickname they call them. And then you got what are those called? Yeah, gosh, I can't think of ocotillo plants. There you go, ocotillo plants. That's those two things on either side right there. Those are ocotillo, and then they have a lot of Palo Verde trees, right? So those are kind of the green. I don't know if those are Palo Verde trees in the background, but the desert is full of them. The Palo Verde Valley, where I grew up in Blythe, they're full of them as well. Hence the name Palo Verde, because it's a Palo Verde tree. Palo Verde in Spanish, I guess it translates to green stick. Okay, that's what it stands for. And the sticks are definitely green. It's a green plant or tree or whatever. So there you go. So I'll give you a little history on the plant life as well. So these are these are incentives for guests to return back to your hotel. Loyalty programs. Of course, we're always going to start with loyalty programs. Implement a loyalty program where guests can earn points each stay. These points can be redeemed for discounts, free nights, or special perks. Now, just because you're not a brand does not mean you can't have a loyalty program. You can come up with your own, or there's companies that will for independent hotels or independent for boutique hotels that are loyalty programs, right? Follow the same things as the bigger, hotels, but it's just individual, right? So yeah, so if you don't know that, you can look into that loyalty programs for independent hotels. I bet you can Google that and find out. This was a stat. I can't think. There's a couple of them right off a hand. I can't think. One started with an S. I can't remember anyway. But anyway, loyalty programs are one way of doing that, but add some stuff onto the loyalty program. Not your basic loyalty program where you gotta wait and get 100,000, stays before you get something. Make it a little easier for people because you want people to come back, right? That's the thing. So make it a little easier for them to come back to your hotel. Discounts for repeat stays. Provide discounts or special rates for guests who return to your hotel. This could be a percentage off the room rate or a package deal for multiple stays. Yeah, you want to do that, right? Give them I'm staying 2 nights. I stayed 1 night the first time I came back. Now I'm staying 2 nights. Give me a discount. I'm not asking for a whole, 1 room, stay 1 night, get 1 night free. I'm not asking for anything like that, but anything will help. 15%, 20% off discount, or maybe if your rate doesn't necessarily normally include breakfast or something like that, maybe include a breakfast or something, or maybe just a afternoon snack or some cookies or something, just something, right? Something that will enhance them to like, oh, I love this. I'm gonna come back, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of things you can do. It's just that you choose not to do them. Free upgrades. Offer complimentary room upgrades for returning guests. This is not only add-on value to their stay, but also makes them feel appreciated. Yeah. So if they don't ask for it, a lot of times we go to hotels and like, oh, you have any upgrades available? What if they notice that you're a frequent stay here? Oh, Mr. Edmond, I noticed you've been here before. Hey, would you like to be upgraded? I have a suite upgrade, 1-room suite upgrade. Hey, that would be great. I didn't ask for it, and they're offering it. Why not? What the heck? I'm taking it. I'm down with that. And now you got a guest for life, because you took the initiative to offer instead of me asking. Because when I asked, then it's something different. Now it's like pulling teeth sometimes. Well, I think we may. No, we don't have. Yeah, I think we have something available. No, you offer it, and I think that'd be good. What do you think? Exclusive packages. Create exclusive packages for returning guests that include added amenities such as spa treatments, if you happen to have a spa, dining credits, or local experiences. What if I checked into a hotel, right, and they offered like discounts at vegan restaurants? First of all, how they even know that I was vegan, right? That would blow me away right there, right? But see, a lot of times we fill out as guests, we fill out these profiles, and the hotels don't take advantage of what we put down on the profiles. I mean, with the email address, we put our cell phone numbers. Um, but there should be like preferences, dining preferences. I mean, are you, vegan, gluten free, all this kind of stuff, right? That's part of your profile, right? And as hotels, as we go on, I mean, as we continue, because people change, right? People have different whatever. I mean, when I was born, yeah, did I eat cheese and all that stuff? Yeah, I did. Dairy and all the eggs. Yeah, I did. But things change, right? Things changed in my life, and I said, you know what? I can't eat this stuff anymore. It ain't good for me. I mean, I like it, but my body didn't like it, right? So I had to change. So in my profile, it says that. In fact, shout out to North Star meetings or small boutique meetings that I just attended here in Tucson. They heard what I had to say, right? And they had for every dining experience, they had options for me, and more than one. I mean, they had like multiple, like I want to say like three for every meal period. They had like three vegan options for me. I'm like, wow. But guess what? I'm not the only one that has that, that will eat it, right? The other people will eat it as well. Just because they're not vegan, they don't call themselves vegan or plant based. Sometimes people just want to just try it. You want to try and see what is this all about? Vegan sausage? Yeah, vegan sausage. I'm like, what? Patties. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I ate like 10 of them. Okay. I took some back to my room. I should have, right? They would have had some bread. I would have taken the bread and made sandwiches later, vegan sausage patty sandwiches, but I didn't do that, right? But I could have, but yeah, those are things that if I checked in and they have this, maybe the hotel doesn't have any vegan options or a lot of them, but they have restaurants in the area that are vegan or have vegan options. But they let me know that, right? So that's a good thing, right? So I would be like, oh, I'll remember the hotel because of what they did. They offered or let me know that there were vegan options outside of the hotel. So exclusive packages. So make sure you include those things in there if you know what their profile is, right? So like I said, we take all this information down about guests, but we don't utilize it. Start utilizing the information. That's why we're taking it, right? Personalized offers. Mm, Send personalized offers based on the guest experience, preferences, and previous stays. This could include special promotions on room rates, services, or activities. Yeah, whatever you got going on at the hotel, make sure we're emailing that information out to them on a ongoing basis. If you have, say, if you're a casino and you have, comedy club or concerts that go on either at your property or maybe in the area, you can package those things together, or you can personalize those things because you put those things in your profile. You know what I mean? You just never know. But you have to, in order to get guests to keep coming back, because did you know it's cheaper, once the guests they have a good experience and they leave, it's cheaper to get them back than if you lost them because of some crap that went on, right? Okay, so it's easier to get a happy guest back than it is to get a guest that's been disgruntled for whatever reason. So take advantage of those happy guests. Make sure you're emailing them, frequently. I'm not going to say every day, but frequently, so you remain top of mind for that guest, right? So we got jobs to do. We have things to do, right? And that's part of it. Within the hotel space, we need to take advantage of getting this information and making sure we're sending the guests information about what's going on at the hotel. Because you never know what they're going to want to see or what they want to experience. You don't know that until you start throwing things out there. But if you're not putting things out there, if you're not emailing them things or whatever, you're never going to know. But there's a lot of hotels that don't do this. They don't. I don't get anything from every hotel, branded or not non-branded hotel. So we have to do that. I mean, we fight. Hotels fight for loyalty. Everybody wants we want a loyal customer. Well, no one's loyal because I don't think hotels are loyal to the guests. We're not sending things out. We're not being consistent. It's like social media, how you got to be consistent with sending things out. doing lives, posting things, whatever, creating content. It's the same thing. You have to be consistent. It's called marketing. It's called branding. All that stuff. It's what it is. You just got to do it. Hello? Anybody listening? Can you guys hear me? Is this thing on? Oh, so welcome back amenities. What is a welcome back? Provide a welcome back amenity such as a complimentary bottle of wine, fruit basket, or other thoughtful gift or gifts upon their return. I mean, thank you for coming back. Here's some cookies. Here's a bottle of wine, champagne. And it's not that expensive for the hotel, okay? Which would be great is that if you got them a bottle of wine based on what their preferences were, based on what was in their profile, that would be great. Again, their favorite bottle of wine is there, right? You have a guest for life if you did those things, but you just have to do them. Frequent guest events. What is that? Frequent guest events. Host exclusive events or social gatherings for frequent guests, creating a sense of community and making them feel like VIPs. Okay, so a lot of I see the branded hotels, like if you're like a Hilton Honors or a Marriott Bonvoy, they'll have like these evening functions, where they'll invite you to come because you're a member. They have free wine and hors d'oeuvres and snacks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can do that. That can be part of it. Or if you're not a branded property, you can still do that, right? So every, maybe Wednesday nights you do it. Just throwing that date as an example. You can do it every Wednesday night. All the guests come, and you make sure you put it in a place where all the regular guests see it, right? The guests who are not members or not part of the loyalty program or a frequent guest, frequent stay program or whatever the heck it is. You want to put it in a place where they can see it. So that's marketing right there. And then they're like, well, what is this? Oh, this is an exclusive event. These people stayed here more than once. So we honor them with, wine and snacks and whatever, their drink of choice or whatever the heck it is, every Wednesday night from 5 to 7. You don't think people are going to want to join it? Well, how do I become that? Well, you have to sign up for this, our loyalty program, and you got to stay more than one time, and you get invited forever. Why not? I mean, those are the things people, that FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So that's part of that, right? So you put things or you host things in an area where other people see it. And that way they're like, what the heck is that? They're getting free. I'm sitting here paying for my snacks or hors d'oeuvres, and I'm paying for my drinks. But for 2 hours, they're getting to drink and eat for free. I mean, hotels don't think like, I don't know why we don't think like that. I mean, some of them do, but sometimes they have them in a hidden room where everyone else doesn't see it. You want to make sure you're out where people can see you. That's the biggest form of advertising right there. And people will like, oh my God, I need to be a member of this because I want the free drinks and the free food, the free drinks and the free eats. Who doesn't want that? So you got to make sure you're putting that stuff out for people to see. Okay, so that was it. So that was my 7, right? I think that's 7. Boom. There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Quick and to the point. And then I'm just going to show a couple other photos. These are different scenes. Like I said, every time I click it, it goes to another scene. So this is where the general session was, and where we did kind of, some team building things. We made some guacamole. We had a guacamole, like not, I was going to say a cook-off, a contest. Who had the best guacamole? We got third place. So it must have been, I don't know, say 10 out of 10 tables. I think we got like third place or something like that. So they had taste testers and everything like that. So everyone had the same ingredients, right? So it's just a matter of, how much of what you put into your guacamole. Everybody had, avocados. Everybody had, onions or garlic. I never even put garlic in it, but they had it there. Peppers like jalapenos and, salt and pepper, different kind of seasonings or whatever. So everybody had the same amount. So it was just up to you to do however you wanted to do it. So it was kind of fun. And of course, you're always going to have on your group someone's going to take control, right? They know how to cook. They know how to do everything, right? Like, okay, you go ahead and do it, right? So there's always going to be one of those people. So, but it was cool. It was fun. So this right here is the one where the one-on-ones took place. Now, everybody, I had 10 each day, so 20 total one-on-one appointments with hotels, with CVBs or destinations. You had 15 minutes, right? So kind of like speed dating, Yeah, everyone had, every appointment was 15 minutes. I think 15 minutes is too long. Okay, 6 minutes. I remember doing, 6 minutes back in the day, several years ago. That's not enough time. So I think that sweet spot is 10 or 11 minutes. I know 11 minutes is an odd time, but I think that's optimal, right? Because you get to learn about them, they get to learn about you, and whatever else. But 15 minutes, and you're like looking around and just trying to figure out. You're just talking about anything at that point. You're not you the focus has gone from what I do and what you do to just like, well, what do you think about this program? You know what I mean? So I just think optimal is like 11 minutes. I know, like I said, I know that's an odd number, but I just think it is. So and I've had this conversation with other people, and then like 15 minutes is too long. Oh my God, the 6 minutes, 7 minutes, oh no, that no, not nearly enough. And this is a guest room, so I think I showed a guest room earlier, but this is actually a video of the guest room at the guest room I had two beds. I was there by myself, but that's fine. I don't have a problem with having two beds. So that was kind of cool. But the rooms are very spacious. Rooms are very spacious. Um, yeah, yeah, and yeah, it needs a. I ain't gonna lie and say, like I said, there's hotels for everyone or every group, right? Um, some rooms were a little. They needed some TLC. I'll just put it like that. But they're very clean. I appreciate that, and maintained for the most part. So that's a good thing. But yeah, so this is the room that I stayed in for 2 nights. And next, I have a on air with Russell of Hotels. That's my live hospitality talk show. I have a guest tomorrow, so did this quick little, little promo thing for tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow, Miss Michelle Carlin is going to be on tomorrow with Alignment Advising. We're going to talk about we'll talk about a couple things. We're going to catch up with her. She's been a guest on the show before, but we're going to catch up on some things like what she's working on, maybe some new trends that are coming on. She, basically helps you align your business, right? Let's just say, just like a chiropractor will help you align your body for the most part, your back. You're kind of out of line. You need some adjustment. She will definitely come in and kind of look at your business and see, okay, you're at alignment here. You may want to do this, a consultant basis. So she works with a lot of entrepreneurs. She comes from the hospitality space. She actually was director of sales and marketing, I believe, with several convention and visitors bureaus or DMOs in the California area. So she comes with a lot of knowledge. She went to the same school I went to, Capo Pomona. Go Broncos. She went there as well. So no, she's a friend and definitely a great guest and has a lot of knowledge. And yeah, you want to tune in for that because it's going to be lit. It's going to be fire. So just make sure you come on tomorrow. Once again, on air with Russell of Hotels comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, and that's California time. Live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, and I'll make sure I put, of course, I copy and paste all my videos onto Facebook as well as Twitter and the other whatever platforms that are out there, right? But it is always going to be live on LinkedIn and YouTube. So there you go. But that is it. I hope this was some beneficial information for you. If not, guess what? I'll do it again tomorrow, and we'll see if see if it can be beneficial to you then. But anyway, if not, that's okay. I'm trying, right? So anyway, once again, this is my daily check-in with Russell of Hotels, live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. You guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock PST for On Air with Russell of Hotels. Until then, peace.